And then he sent me a video of himself.
Oh, no.
Masturbating.
Oh, yeah.
What angle?
And
Set the table for me.
vertical angle?
Chin looking down?
I have no idea.
I need a visual. I don't
I'm
know.
not even sure how he videotaped
If he
it.
set it up into the camera in a different position to get placement, that's a problem.
He pressed play with his toe.
Okay, that's if he
Anyway,
didn't set it up, it's
I
not
was like
production.
speechless. Wow. So there's that. And he's like, yeah, I was looking at your pictures.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the #1 sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good, the bad, and Kimmy, the shocking stories of sugar dating.
Why is there a camera in the studio today?
Oh, that's
yeah.
not ours. But thanks.
I'm like, what the hell is going on?
You're not feeling camera ready?
I'm a little under the weather, to say the least, today.
Yeah, but people know who you are, so you shouldn't mind the camera. But, you know, the hair's in a messy bun and you got
Not too much.
the oversized sweater
You're
on.
rocking that Seahawks sweatshirt.
Anyway.
Gotta rep my Seahawks.
Welcome, Kimmy, to the show. Just rolled out of bed. What is it, 2 o'clock?
All right now.
Mm-hmm.
Today I woke up at 11, so we're starting to wake up early today.
You know, that OnlyFans work takes a lot of time, doesn't it?
I know. It's hard
Middle
to
of
come
the
so many
night.
times.
And Lilly has joined us today, who's not on OnlyFans.
Absolutely not. But I'm considering making an Only Grands.
Yeah. You know, that's not original because I saw that.
No
You
way.
did?
Yeah.
Somebody took my idea.
I saw it in a
Well,
meme.
is it trademarked?
I don't know.
Are we going to have to copyright that term?
I think we should.
I think we should too.
And welcome back, Kevin.
Hey, everybody.
I can't believe I'm back again.
I know that's my usual line.
Yeah.
I really am. Every time I'm like, I'm coming back.
Here you are.
Yeah.
The problem with you, Kevin, here's the problem.
Oh boy.
Our numbers skyrocket when you're on the show.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, you drive the girls nuts, and they tell me all about it. But
People in St. Kitts, they just can't get enough.
yeah. St. Kitts,
In Hong Kong, I guess.
Hong Kong,
Or
that's
Hong
right.
Kong too.
Yeah.
Where
And
else are we charting?
Ecuador, #1 in Ecuador.
Man.
Tell you what,
Go figure.
I'm gonna have to insert some Ecuadorian music into the podcast right here. Remember, let's do that when we.
What is Ecuadorian music?
Aye.
That's a good question.
Oh, God.
I have no idea. Actually, this is kind of an unscheduled episode today because the girls just said, we've got to talk.
The girls are fired up.
The girls,
Oh.
We're fired
Fired up.
up.
they've had a week, and we actually have another guest scheduled coming up, but we snuck in here early to find out what's going on with the girls. I'm going to start with Lilly. She's had quite of an eventful week,
Yes.
and she had a nice little sugar daddy breakup. We talked about sugar daddy breakups in a few episodes ago,
Well,
but
last episode, we talked about the fact that I had taken a reduction in allowance.
yeah.
And
Now it's 0.
I was okay with that when it was a slight reduction.
Zero is a number 2.
But now it's been zeroed out. But that is actually my doing because I broke off the relationship.
And I'm proud of you for it.
Thank you. I was becoming increasingly a victim of the 3 C's. My sugar daddy was getting very critical and very condescending and very controlling, in my opinion. Now, in all fairness, I'm sure he
Well,
doesn't feel that
Damn,
he
that
was
sounds like my dad.
doing any of those things.
How did
but
he respond to that?
He apologized. He said he didn't realize. He doesn't realize he's doing it. It's just comes natural to him.
I thought he might say something like, "You don't know what you were talking about. You're an idiot." You know, like actually be critical and condescending.
Well, yeah. He
No,
said
he just
never
played
meant to
dumb.
be any
He's
of
playing
those.
You can't be 70 years old and be that crazy. And
I mean, you can.
there's no way.
Maybe
You have to have
it's-
some type of self-awareness.
Could it be partial senility? Could it be partial
Can I touch on self-awareness?
set
a
in
little
our
bit?
ways? People get set in their ways.
Yeah. Self-aware. Do you still have Halloween makeup on?
Hey, motherfucker, what is that supposed to mean?
Look, on the side of your eye. Unless you got beat up. Did you get beat up?
Oh, those bruises.
Oh, we'll get into that here in a minute.
Sorry.
I slapped.
Rewind that.
I slapped. Like it was for a video. Like there was a dildo. Like I was just slapping.
We're going to get into that story in a minute.
No.
You jumped the gun on that one.
Sorry.
Anyway.
So what are you going to do?
Well, I've got some other things in the works. I have a new guy
That was quick.
Yeah.
he wants to do a weekly allowance. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with it. So far, he's really great. And
Did he say he wants to pay you weekly?
yes.
All right. Not very weekly.
Yeah. Well, it's a little.
I want to get
okay.
the word
I had
specifically.
to think about
because-
that for a
In
second.
all fairness, my last guy was more generous than this guy, but just slightly so. Yeah.
Well, you know it's a little bit toxic when you come home and every time you come home from seeing someone, you're just frustrated.
Yeah. I just felt like I don't generally let criticism get to me because I have wonderful self-esteem, but he did not lift me up a lot of the time. And I just, I don't need that.
Life's too short for
I
that
need
shit.
positivity,
right?
people.
Yep.
Bring it on. Positivity.
I would take a pay cut for a positive life. 100%.
Yeah. And no amount of money is worth feeling crappy about yourself.
Yeah.
So speaking of having a fun life,
What's going on?
Kimmy,
So as to the bruises on my face, no, it's not from a dildo video. I just like to crack you guys up. It's truly because I got filler done and it just leaves bruises.
Mm-hmm.
In
So-
Canada.
Yeah, I went to Vancouver again to get my fillers done, and
how's the lips?
I hate them. They're
Oh,
too
you
big.
do?
I never wanted lip filler.
They're big and plump.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Very plump.
What did the Instagram people say yesterday? Your lips
I don't
look
think
like
they really noticed, did they?
Yeah.
They said that it looked like a fucking protruding butthole, like a
prolapsed.
prolapsed
Oh my
butthole. I didn't even know what that meant.
People are fucking
Yeah.
rude.
Yeah.
Just
that's-
rude.
I'm just learning like all of the good things of life, right? So the other day I got requested to take a video of me shitting for OnlyFans.
This was what do they call that? A private,
a custom.
Custom request.
Yeah. What the fuck, guys? What is that? Why?
What does a custom request like that cost?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, at least a few $1,000.
All right, let's add that to our chart. Right. There's a number.
Yeah.
$2 grand to shit on someone.
No, more. No, okay, that's completely, that's
Shit
different.
on a saran wrap.
Oh God.
Okay, that is not what I'm talking about.
Okay, I don't know. I've not done this, so I'm
It's just a video of me taking shit.
Oh, why don't you fake it?
I don't even know where. I guess I could. I could just be. I think it's just they just want me to sit on the toilet and look constipated. I don't fucking know. I am really confused. But either way, I think we should move on to something else.
Yeah, that's
So-
a disturbing
Yeah,
request.
that's
No, but I
For
do.
sure.
You did remind me. So my ex, she got into this specialty genre, I guess, of taking toilet selfies. And there's whole pages on this stuff. And she gained quite a following and sold a lot of private photos of her in the toilet
I mean, defecation
unbelievable.
is sexy, right?
Yeah.
to some people.
Apparently.
Yeah, scat.
But personally, I can't even make a video like that because I've never taken a shit in my life.
Yeah.
Without a ribbon on it.
No. Girls don't poop.
Oh, I thought they just came out with little ribbons on them.
Oh yeah, like maybe like fucking cotton candy, like
Glitter,
unicorn.
yeah, right. That's about it.
But nah.
All right.
Well, we really jumped into it.
Next subject.
Yeah. But let me ask you this. Of all the requests that guys have made over time, like how often does bathroom-related stuff jump in there? Remember that guy gave you a quiz, Lilly?
Was there bathroom stuff on
I
it?
felt there was, yeah.
I don't remember the bathroom stuff. I really don't. Oh, it might have been something about golden showers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
or,
right, yeah.
Is it like a BDSM quiz?
No, just the guy wanted to know very detailed information about what I was into and what I was not into and what
Oh,
I had
there was a quiz.
experienced and what I was open
Yeah.
to.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I've taken
No,
that
it was
such
a
quiz.
freaking questionnaire. It was
like 100 questions or so.
mine was only like 40 something questions.
I took something that was a lot of questions. It may have been 40. It may have been the same test. I'm pretty sure it's called a BDSM test, or it tells you what. No, it tells you how vanilla you are, like on the charts.
So, Kimmy, Whatever happened to that guy that wanted to fly you to Dubai?
Oh, he's still around. He's still WhatsApping
And he wanted
me.
to piss on you?
Okay, that was another guy. That's another guy. That's
No?
the Dubai guy. I was like, listen, guy. If you're trying to fly an American girl out to Dubai to take a shit on her, it's not gonna be me. Okay, I'm a Persian person. But
they were offering this insane amount of money to do that, though, right?
The P just sounded so funny. Sorry. Anyways, I'm not gonna fly. I'm not gonna represent America. Like, if you're gonna, if you want to take a shit on an American girl, okay, she needs to be a white, Southern-looking American girl. You can't do it. One of those. What are they called? The toilet, Dubai toilet. No,
They're into that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So he was like, "No, I'm not. Don't worry, I'm not trying to take a shit on you or anything." So he's a completely different guy. But there's this guy in Miami. He's this little nerd who's in his 20s, and he wants to pee on me in the shower for $21,000.
$21,000.
But I don't know that I'm down for such a thing.
Kevin said he'll be there.
Yeah. The question is why 21? Because someone turned him down at 20.
Oh yeah, we went back and forth, and I'm like, you know what? I'll think about it. But I don't think so. It's a little much. Also, the whole flight, I don't know.
Do you really think he's wanting that, or is he just messing with you to get your attention?
That could be it too.
I think so.
I get some people who do that for sure. A lot of
Yeah,
people who
I
that.
do too.
It's a fair amount of money.
Yeah,
It's kind of like a Gatorade, just pouring a Gatorade on you. A warm Gatorade.
You know, it's funny you say that because
Yeah, I could talk you into anything.
because when I was dating that, or not dating, but when I was seeing that porn star guy, he was telling me he shot a video where he had to pee on somebody.
Yeah.
And what they did was they had all the porn stars like who were peeing drink a ton of Gatorade, like 5 of those Gatorade bottles.
Yep.
And what it does is it makes the Gatorade taste, or makes the pee taste like Gatorade.
There you go.
Yeah, don't try this at home.
Still,
22,000.
no.
This is just hearsay. Okay, this is not from personal experience. Therefore, do not quote me on that. But try it at your own risk. Yes.
I've never quite understood the bathroom thing.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
But I wonder if they've just gone through experiences that I haven't yet, and we're all going that way. After a threesome, after a foursome, pretty soon you're like, I don't know, how about toilet stuff? Like,
There's just some guys that, I don't know, they have these fetishes. Some girls have these fetishes.
yeah, that's true.
It's not something I lay awake at night and dream about, that's for sure.
Not for me.
All right, so Kimmy, tell us about your little trip to Canada.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's not much to say.
You met some people up there, or you met
Did
a
I?
gentleman.
Oh,
I forgot all about that.
When I first got on Seeking Arrangements, I was almost 20. I was 19 years old, and I met a few people in Seattle, which is where I was at first. But I never met up with them. It was like just people I had talked to, and I was young. I didn't know how the site worked. And this one guy stood out to me because he offered a very crazy allowance at the time. He said $15,000 per month is what he offered. And I'm not going to say exactly what he does, but let's just say he's bought and sold a few big tech companies and started a few big tech companies. He just has it all. He was telling me one time he took his kids shopping, and he was like, just get whatever you want. And they spent like over $250,000 or $300,000 just as kids who are like 10, 12, somewhere around that age.
On a single shopping trip?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. He has spent like crazy amounts of money. But this is what he was telling me when we met up this time. We ended up meeting up after 2 years. This is one of the first people I've ever met on the site. And it was really cool. I mean, he was a really smart guy. He did advise me to stop doing OnlyFans, which is kind of tough because, like, I mean, I didn't disclose how much I make per month, but I'll just say it's not, no, 15,000 is not going to replace it.
Mm-hmm.
I could stop, but what's the point? I already started. Like, the can of worms is open. Like, let me just finish the can and then throw it out.
How many worms do you imagine are left in the can?
I would say at least a good year's worth.
Okay. It's fair.
I could definitely. But it's already open, right? The worms are out in the public.
How's he doing on the 3 C's? Is he condescending?
He is not. He's very sweet. He's not condescending. He's not controlling, at least yet. But he's giving a vibe. I mean, I met him one time. What else? Critical. I would say constructive criticism. It's all very positive. All three of those things. Well, at least being critical and controlling. There's a good side to it. Girls like a little bit of toxicity. Like they want a guy who cares.
Please
Do we though?
I think a little bit.
Please elaborate.
They like a little bit. I mean, they don't want a guy who gives no shits. Okay, like if a guy is absolutely not controlling whatsoever and is completely loose and doesn't, then you can't even gauge whether that person truly cares about you. You have to like have some type of, like at least me, I like when guys are a little bit controlling.
Mm-hmm. And then where's the line where, hey, you just overstepped?
I just never draw the line, and then it gets too bad. But there's a line where I should stop people. But
yeah, but then how do you explain this, that it is a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear?
Science.
Okay, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. That just means you're not the nice guy who's like obsessed with somebody.
But when they're controlling and they're making it very clear on where they're at,
I would say that's different. What the scientific statement is trying to say. When people are wishy-washy, it's good because you don't know exactly where they stand, and it's more of a chase for you. Mm-hmm. The controlling thing is more like just a little bit of toxic, right? So I have this one guy who's, every time I see him, he's like, don't cheat on me. Don't see anybody else. You're mine. Very
don't
controlling.
Ask, he just directed you.
Yeah, very like controlling little statements, right? And then I'm like, And I think about him a lot because I'm like, oh shit. But then obviously he's not, he texts me every single day? Well, yeah, but but he's not on my dick, And I also don't really understand where he stands, even though he's said things. That his words and his actions don't really correspond. I don't really know. There's no science really to this shit. There could be. Some people have been trying for ages. What is the source of your
scientific fact?
It was on the internet.
Andrew Tate.
I saw it on the internet.
Then it's valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe everything on the internet.
Absolutely.
Well, I just want to touch on something really quick, because when you said you got on the site and you didn't really know how it worked, what did you think was going to happen?
I thought someone was going to take me on their private jet and we were going to go get dinner, and they're going to teach me how to start a company. Yeah. And I was going to become rich and they're going to give me a $50,000 tennis bracelet and introduce me to Janet Jackson. In your mind, did you picture some weird older gentleman trying to sleep with a younger girl? No. As being the premise of the site? No. I literally watched a YouTube video. I remember talking about this in an earlier episode where I watched a YouTube video of this influencer who went on the site and met this big movie producer, director guy, and she was introduced to like Janet Jackson, ton of like celebrities, and flown out, and so tennis bracelet. Sign me up. I was like, yeah. I was like, this girl's not even that cute. Yeah.
Who made the video? The influencer?
Tana Mongeau.
Oh, yeah. I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, she's pretty cool, though. I like her a lot. Yeah.
Well, you just recently hung out with another girl I follow on Instagram. What was her name?
The twerking girl.
Yeah. Her name's Lexi.
Lexi Pantera.
Yeah. She's dope. She's a singer and an actress and a social media.
Yeah, get this, Kevin. A couple years ago, a girl I met on the site showed me this video on YouTube of this girl. She says this girl dances like nobody I've ever seen. She's an amazing twerker. So she does this whole routine in Vegas, and I watched the next 27 videos. Yeah. So I got pretty familiar with her, and I followed her on Instagram, and then all of a sudden Kimmy on Halloween tags her in the photo, and they're together. This is the universe talking. I'm like, Kimmy? You have to clear the deck. This is the universe. Yeah. It was put them together. Yeah.
I mean, she just broke up with her boyfriend, but
must be hard to date her, though, right? Everyone's talking about her and her twerking.
Well, that's the thing. That's how it goes. And I found that it's really difficult. I mean, I haven't had like a super serious relationship since my ex where, someone that I'm exclusive with, I'm not only seeing them. I haven't had anything like that since last February, basically. And since then, I've become pretty big on social media. Like, I started doing social media in May, and I don't even know how my first real big relationship's gonna go, because there's the amount of people and guys that are in my messages and I talk to on the daily. I don't know. I mean, I do flirt like with people in the industry.
Now you're starting to get a lot of messages from fans on your Instagram.
Yeah, I like it. I like when fans message me, because they know more. The best part about this podcast is that it's faceless, and so it's always a fun surprise to like see what the people look like. Mm-hmm. But they reach out, they go on my Instagram without knowing what I look like, just based on like what I say and what I talk about, and that's cool because it's completely opposite of any other type of dating. Usually you don't know anything about the person besides what they look like.
One thing that Amy, my original co-host, battled was because she would actually put in her profile on Seeking that she was a part of this podcast, right? And then men would listen to it, and she goes, they think they know me, but they don't really know me. They think they know who I am just through these stories. Mm-hmm. She felt like she was kind of being profiled a little bit, I guess.
Like a persona.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, that's a character I put.
Yeah,
I
like a character.
actually have something to piggyback off of that. In that, I have tried to remain strictly anonymous. I do
that's right.
not want people to connect my Seeking profile or my personal life with the podcast. Like, I would want none of those things connected. Somebody messaged me and said, hey, I really like your profile and I like listening to you on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, what podcast? Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't know why you're getting defensive. Did you not want people to know you're on the podcast? Because your photo on Seeking is the same as your photo on the podcast website.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah.
No, but
So
how
we
did someone
quickly
make that connection?
Well, he saw.
Well,
No,
it
but I would not remember that. I
No.
would just be like, oh, weird.
was a pretty recognizable
And now I got to
photo.
cut that out.
We'll say, though, there's
It was, I'm going to cut that part out in my editing,
Yeah.
but it was a recognizable photo of me in a certain scenario.
yeah, but he had to do more than 5 clicks.
And he made the connection, and then I owned up to it because he ended up being a really wonderful person from Wyoming, actually. And we've been talking ever since, and I'm actually he's a huge fan of the podcast. He listens all the time. And I'm actually meeting him tomorrow morning. We're going on a Costco date.
Yeah. Oh, you love Costco
I
dates.
do.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's fun.
there's
Give me a
no better
candle.
date. Will you buy me a slice of Costco pizza?
Mr. Listener, if you're hearing this, I would like a candle from Costco.
Yeah.
That's my only request. Maybe a slice of pizza.
You know, the funny thing is that when I met Lilly last year, we went on a Costco date on,
Yes.
on
Oh my
our
God,
first
that's funny.
weekend.
We did.
Yeah.
I needed to go to Costco,
funny.
And she's like, oh, I love Costco. Let's go. And so we went, and then we went to my favorite fast food chicken place, and she was down for that too.
Oh, that sounds like a good day.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
Oh, Popeyes fried chicken.
Popeyes.
When she said yes to Costco and Popeyes fried chicken, I knew she was a keeper.
That's a
A
keeper.
Right there.
lifelong
That's a
keeper. Yeah.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
Hey, thanks for listening so far, and we've got a lot of good stuff still ahead. But I need to take just a minute. I have a friend, Maria Scaptura. She is a PhD student at Virginia Tech, and she's doing some research on sugar dating. And she needs to talk to some sugar daddies and some sugar babies, but mainly we are seeking input from sugar daddies, and she wants to hear your experiences and your pathway into this. Hey, now it's completely anonymous, it's unrecorded, and it's a lot of fun. I did it, and you will really help us out if you give your thoughts and opinions on sugar dating. So go to the website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. Click on the ad. There's a quick survey. Or you can email her at scaptura@vt.edu. And that's spelled SCAPTURA @vt.edu. All right, back to the show.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Have a comment or want to be on the show? Okay. Find us at secretsofasugardaddy.com. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
anyway, I'm real excited to meet Mr. Wyoming tomorrow. He's very charming.
Well, this is an interesting topic. Because last time I was here, it seemed like everybody was getting locked down, trending towards more serious.
Oh, I have another really
and then
interesting upcoming.
We're supposed to come over for a barbecue.
Yes, and I had to cancel the barbecue because my
Yeah.
sister was in town.
Which I'm not believing. But that's fine.
Oh, the Spidey senses are
you,
strong.
Kevin? Have I ever lied to you?
No, your sister was in town, I'm sure, yeah.
She was.
Which town? We don't know.
That was a good one.
Well, that was partially my old sugar daddy not approving of the barbecue scenario.
That's what I figured.
That was part of it.
Let me say one thing. I say that all the time, and then I say many things. So with the persona thing of being on the podcast and people thinking that they know you, I try to be entertaining on purpose. And I feel like sometimes when I listen to the podcast, I'm like, that's not who I really am. But I'm trying to be an entertaining person for you.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're saying that
disagree?
you see her during the day? Is her persona on air any different than
No, it's exactly the same as I see you all day.
How do you feel about
Really?
that?
Yeah. She's pretty damn entertaining in the office, that's for sure. Right,
Oh,
Lily?
She just shoots from the hip.
Listen, that's
No
I don't know what
holds
that
barred.
means.
Is that how you say it?
Shoots from the
no
hip.
holds barred.
Yesterday
Shoots
I
from the
took
hip. I like that.
I took her and Lily to my country club.
Oh, yeah.
And she's in her bomb ass shorts
Yes.
with one blue eye and one brown eye.
Sweet.
Okay,
Yes.
so here's what happened there. I was trying to put in colored contacts, but I couldn't get the other one in. And so I gave the fuck up. And so I was walking around with one blue eye. But you know what? It was cool as hell. I look like one of those biracial huskies, you know?
Yep. I had a husky.
Do you get a lifetime membership
Just like
to this?
that.
Or do you have to re-up for a membership? Because they might be like, well, who are you bringing around here?
Well, the thing is, when we decided to leave, I had them sit on the patio, and we were conducting some board nomination voting inside the members grill. Yeah, I had to have Kimmy walk around the building
Yes,
and not
totally.
through.
Totally.
I didn't want anyone to see my
those
cheeks.
Cheeks falling out.
Not for free.
There's some moments that's you want that to happen, and some moments you
Yeah.
definitely don't want that to happen.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, there's a time and a place, and
Yeah.
that wasn't the place.
Should we talk about our trip to the East Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These girls
That's
are
not do with the dates, though.
they are headed out of town and you know what?
Together.
And you've changed.
Kimmy and Lily. Oh,
Did you
my
change your location
goodness.
there?
I did several days ago.
It's unbelievable.
I
Gangster.
added
New York.
Manhattan as a location and just said the dates that I would be visiting on my profile. And I'm telling you, I was inundated, just inundated with dozens and dozens and dozens of.
And these are players.
Interested
these are very
gentlemen.
wealthy men.
Yeah, I was getting a little overwhelmed and I had several really astonishing offers of
Like
tour
what-
guides
Tour
and
guide. Okay. Yeah. What's on
and
the table? I wanna know.
airplane rides to Massachusetts for a sushi lunch and aerial tours of the city. But I finally landed on one tour guide.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited too.
A sugar daddy tour
He's
guide.
he's a sugar daddy,
Yeah.
and he said he'll make himself available to us for whatever days we're there, and he's actually going to take us on a helicopter tour of the city
Oh man, that's awesome.
and show us the town and take us shopping. And I've talked to him on the phone. I FaceTimed him. He's a wonderful man so far. I think it's going to be really
Yay.
good.
I have not been looking in New York just because every time I get on the site, I get scared.
Yeah.
Because I have, the guys I'm talking to, I just don't want them to think that I don't even know.
That you're sane.
I don't want them to think I'm seeing other people.
Oh, I see the people
I
that you're
guess
seeing.
I just don't know how I feel.
I don't want the people I'm seeing to think that I'm seeing other people.
Yeah. the
Well,
one.
I'm telling you what, when I found this guy that I really feel comfortable with and I really trust, I took my secondary location off
Oh yeah.
and I told everyone that had already messaged me because I can't leave people hanging. Like, it takes some time, but I cannot just leave people hanging. So I just told him that I found a wonderful gentleman who's going to take care of us while we're there and make sure we're safe.
All right, let me ask you girls this, because I've been on a few podcast interviews lately, And one thing that's come up a couple times when I have a very strong feminine host who's take charge, empowered, and they think this is very sexist and very the way women are using men, or the way that the men think about the women. What are your thoughts on that, and how would you respond to that?
Women are using men?
I know it's shocking.
Wait, what?
What? Wait.
I don't feel like I use anyone. I feel like I'm a really fun person, and people are getting their bang for their buck when they hang out with me, because
I think as long as your buck is getting banged,
right?
then
Oh my goodness.
okay, no, but real talk about people using each other, right? Everyone is using each other.
Yeah.
And if you really want to use that verbiage, right? It's like every relationship is truly transactional. You just don't know it, right? If your parents didn't have that loving, bonding feeling, like, you know how people are like, well, when you're a parent, you experience love for the first time, right? If you didn't experience any of those feelings or anything, do you think people would still have kids and go through all that pain and suffering and everything? If you didn't have any of those bonds, or there is no positivity coming to you, do you think people would have children or even get married if there was no benefit to them in any way, or even have friends if all their friends were doing is being negative and draining them? I mean, even Lilly having a negative sugar daddy, at least she was getting some monetary financial benefit out of it, but even then she couldn't take it. You know, it's like there has to be some level of positive transactional benefit in any normal relationship for it to work. But then it's just when things start to get too extreme where we're like, oh, well, you're using somebody. But if you really think about it, if the other person's also benefiting in a way, then you're really using each other, and then it's just a normal relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think of it as using each other. The only time I've ever felt used is if someone didn't live up to their end of whatever agreement we had struck. Then I've felt used.
Yeah, and that's what I mean when I say that, is like, if you want to use the word using, you're using everyone in your life. You know?
Yeah, no, everyone's right. We're all making different value transactions, whether it's your time or emotions or money or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But using, I don't know, I feel like for me, I live in grown-up land. And if two people sit down and agree on something and that's how it is, then it's like, well, that's what we agreed upon.
Yeah, there's no using.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care. You can be a very strong, empowered woman. You can rise up through the ranks in a corporation. You can run the country. You can become president. Still, that guy that escorts you to the party, he's the man. People look at him in an elevated status.
That's just society,
well,
you know?
The queen.
That's the way it is.
The queen can only be the queen. The queen can't turn into the king.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I get that a lot, and people think in the interviews that maybe men are treating women as lesser objects. I don't see it that way at all.
No.
What do you think?
I don't agree. I think it's such perspective. When I talk to people about it and they're like, how do you feel? Don't you feel like the lifestyle's shallow? No. I actually feel way more shallow when I talk to people off the site. Is because they want me to come over at 11 p.m. for what? so I could get used. That's when I would use the word use. Mm-hmm. That's completely different. Okay, there's no contract or anything. It's almost like a sly, manipulative, like, just come over. Yeah, and then I can get my nut and you can go home.
I think sometimes those strong, independent women are really tough on other women. There's usually a route with like Asian women. Like if you're into Asian women, they're like, oh, it's because you like submissive girls. And then they just put all Asian girls in this category that they don't have a backbone. But that's only because they actually enjoy your company and, you know, hey, can I get you another glass of whiskey or something? Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, you like these submissive women. I'm like, no, they're polite and they know how to behave, right?
Right.
But usually the American white girl is like, time to trash all over that. My belief is that as a collective, you women are trying to lower the bar as far as possible. And like, if a woman steps up and says, I'm going to do this, you guys get together and you're like, hey, you know, he can cut his own meat, right? You don't have to do that. And you're trying to take away the man's services. Yet if Marcus is like, oh, I had a great night, I did all these things for my girl, I'm not like, dude, bring it down, right? Like we're like, good job, but keep lifting it up, right? But you guys are like cats trying to.
It really depends on the relationship or the friendship you have, right? There's men who believe that you should be like cheating and give each other nugs for that, and are like things that are not supposed to be praised upon, they praise upon, and then women do the same thing. And also, can we just give me a round of applause for saying women correctly?
Oh, good job. Yes.
We've been working with Kimmy. For some reason, she missed in elementary school the plural of woman.
Oh, got you.
And we started noticing it on the podcast, and we're like, okay.
I spoke a different language that was 4.
Yeah, so
I
we're
learned English
blaming
when I
it
was
on
4.
that. Yeah.
So we're blaming it on that.
Yeah.
That's the only sensible.
Okay. To address the women lowering the bar issue, I disagree. And this is why. And I don't know about all women, and I don't know about which women you've been with. But if I'm in a relationship with someone, I am a caretaker. I am a giver.
Yeah.
Do I not make sure you're fed?
You treat me amazingly.
Yeah,
Like, I almost feel guilty.
And it's not
How
even
well
just
you
the
do.
man in my life. It's any of my close friends,
Right.
I can say that she also feeds me a lot. I do love it.
I am
Right.
just a little mother hen, and that's just my nature. So I don't know that you can just say women.
No, let me ask you then. So, do other women say to you, Lily, good job, keep doing that? Make sure there's always whatever soda in the fridge or cold water on his desk. Are they promoting it so you should do more, or are they like, listen, he's a grown ass man, he doesn't need to do that shit?
I've never had.
That's my ex-wife.
I've never had any woman criticize me for being a caretaker. But I mean, maybe I'm just not around snide women, or I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think that people are just different, and it's really the circles you hang around. I have friends who do say what Kevin's saying. When I was dating somebody, they were like, you are doing way too much for him.
Yeah.
You're giving him a wife treatment, and you are not a wife. You should not be doing that.
But do you think that's because they care about you, or they care about the little mafia they've set up?
It doesn't make any sense to me. None of it makes sense. You should not care about how, as long as somebody is happy, who cares what they're doing for somebody else, right? I feel the same way. When I had a best friend and she was financially struggling, and she was struggling with extreme depression at the time, I went out of my way and paid her rent for like a few months. And then my friends and family were like, you should have never done that. Well, not to say I would never do it again. It's important to like take care of the people around you. It's not like I'm setting her on a lifetime allowance and I'm like, here, now you're on my little like rat wheel and you have to just run on my wheel forever. No, I'm just trying to help. It's like a little stimulus, right? It doesn't mean you're on unemployment forever. So I think that some women do say, yeah, you should not be doing that. But I don't know that. It's an opinion, really.
Yeah.
Well, I think I just surround myself with people who are kind and caring and generous and giving. That's who I'm drawn to because that's who I am. Conversely, when I need somebody to work on my car, Marcus is the man. He's there.
Yeah.
If I need
I don't know what
puppy time,
I don't know what I have to offer, but I'm just here.
if I need puppy time,
Your entertainment.
Yeah.
Kevin's the man. If I need
Puppy time,
entertainment or I need somebody to hang with me and watch Jeffrey Dahmer or go out on the town because I don't want to go by myself, you're my girl. Yeah. I think we all have very giving.
I think you would be the person that they're trying to tear down.
Oh,
like-
maybe.
He's a grown man. He can get his own stuff.
I just don't hear it because I don't hang with those people.
Yeah.
But like if Marcus came in and brought you a tea because you were coughing or you were sick, I'm not like, Marcus, bro. She's a grown woman. She can get her own tea. Like we don't do that. We're not like, we're raising the bar to a level. That's why I'm so harping on all the amazing dates you put on.
Yeah.
Concerts and flying here and there. Now I'm like, shit, I got to raise my game up.
Yeah, but guys do give each other shit for being pussy whipped. Think about that.
Okay. Keep going.
Oh, no, like seriously.
I've not heard the term.
You've never heard pussy whipped?
No, I'm kidding.
Shut up. What? Yeah, I'm just saying. Guys do that to each
That's
other
true.
too. They kind of razz each other.
Yeah, especially when we play golf.
Yes.
Like some guys are like,
yeah.
no, I can't. The wife is going to be upset. And we're like, Yeah, I got rid of her like
Dude.
4 years ago.
No, that's not gonna
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
there's a nice balance. You just got to find it. Communication's big.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, what's going on in your world?
The question I have for you guys is: have you ever bumped into a couple on the site looking for a third?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Just recently.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
Didn't do it yet, but
Are you-
wanted to run this by you.
How do you feel
You're
about
considering it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
it? That's cool.
yeah. It's a novel experience.
What is the dynamic? Is it girl, girl, boy, 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 girl?
Her husband and me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they contact you?
No.
Oh.
Are you the bull?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I might be. I don't know what I am. I just want to see how this.
I'm the
What's
deer in the headlights is what I
experience been
am.
like? What is the experience like?
This is not completely off topic, but hopefully this doesn't happen to you. This girl was once offered $500,000 for a month to live with a couple, but they get to do whatever they want to her, like break her bones.
Wait, do you know the girl?
When I was out on Halloween, I met this guy who was talking to this girl, and she was offered this, and she didn't do it because she was like, what the hell? But that was really the offer. And they were talking about how another girl got offered an hour for $12,000, but they also get to break her bones.
What's the fantasy with breaking bones?
I think that some people have like killer tendencies,
Ugh.
but they just can't.
Just gives me shivers even.
They just don't
talking
want to
about
go
that.
to jail. So, obviously, if you listen to any of the real Jeffrey Dahmer interviews that he had, he talked about the only thing that kept him from doing what he did was he knew consequences. So it was really just the consequences. If there were no consequences, he would go ham, right? He would just be killing people left and right because that was his thing. That's what kept him alive even. The second he went to jail and he got caught and he couldn't pursue what he was doing, he wanted the electric chair. He was like, I don't even have a purpose anymore. That was his purpose in a way. The only thing he wanted to do for himself.
So maybe Kevin needs to clarify, do you want my bone or do
Yeah,
you want to break my
Yeah.
bones?
Do I? Yeah.
You want my bone?
I don't want to end up with my bones broken.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'm curious. You perusing
Well, I read the profile.
The profiles.
Yeah.
You saw this. Was
Yeah.
there a picture of both of them together?
No, just her. And then she put a little blurb that said, bonus points for MFM.
Okay,
Male, female. Yeah. And then, so I reached out and said, well, what does that look like? And she said, oh, it's my husband and I, and she went into details. But then the question is, maybe I'm talking to the husband, right?
Yeah, you could be.
So then the question is, if I get into some saucy talk, but it's actually a guy, is that...
Well, I mean,
like, dude, you're saying dirty things to a dude.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying,
yeah.
if I think I'm talking to a girl, but it's a guy behind the account, it's a gray area.
You know what? I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just kind of turned on right now for some reason, but I think that honestly, I don't think I should. Never mind.
No, we need to hear that.
I'm not sure if you can retract at this point.
Put that inner voice in the outer voice.
You put the energy out there. Now what?
Nobody's listening.
Maybe
We
I
can
should.
edit it.
Maybe I should be a third. Like maybe I should be a third. Does anyone want to offer me $500,000 to live with them for a month? Let me know. But you know what? On
What?
a completely separate note, should we talk about the spiritual guy?
Oh, sure. We got time.
All right, we got time. So a few episodes back, we talked about a spiritual guy. And this was a guy I went out with. And then his business partner, best friend, who was a photographer, reached out to me to do photos for me for social media. And while we had that photo shoot, he told me that this guy actually had no money, that he was broke, and all the stuff that I talked about on the podcast, right?
Yeah, you've told the story.
Yeah, I just want to keep people an update so
Yeah.
they know what's going on, right? So I was on my Seeking account, and
He found you
he
again
he found me again
because he's blocked.
because he's blocked on everything else.
Did he find you on his mom's Seeking account?
No, it was his own. I just never blocked him on there. His mom.
Well, he's got to borrow it. He's got money.
Okay.
Mom, can I borrow your Seeking account?
And this guy listens to the podcast, right?
Yeah, he's going to listen to this. So this is the message he sent me. He said, "You make me sad for the future." Blank. I'm going to say blank for his... I'm just going to call him Fred, the photographer's name. Fred and I are over here trying to figure out if you actually believe the things you were saying on the radio show or you were knowingly lying for entertainment purposes. Fred is the photographer who's also confirming every word you're saying about him is a lie. Ugh. Fuck, dude. Seriously, get help or kill yourself. You're really the absolute trash of society right now, but you could make something of yourself maybe if you work at it really hard, or just continue being a psychotic prostitute. By the way, I love that, psychotic prostitute. I'm gonna put that in my fucking Instagram bio. That's a good one.
That was my favorite band in college.
Yeah.
Wait, is it really a band?
Yeah.
Wait, that's fucking hilarious. No,
You can find it right next,
No, it's not a band.
right next
I'm
to the
so gullible.
Why would you believe
psychedelic
something
first.
Kevin said?
Violent Femmes. Good.
not sure that's working for you. Anyways, so after I got that message, I was like, you know what? Let me go look at the text between me and the photographer because this guy really thinks I'm lying. And then I found it. Not only did I have text, the photographer straight up in text to me confirmed everything that I said on the podcast. So I sent it to him. I sent him the screenshots and of him basically saying that he's broke or whatever and that he blew up his phone, everything I said. And this guy fully apologized. He sent me maybe 20 apology texts. I'm exaggerating a bit, but he did send me a lot of texts.
Yeah, because everything you said was confirmed.
Yeah, everything I said was confirmed.
And your story hasn't changed since day one.
Never.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a liar. You think I'm...
The problem is you're a little
life,
too open.
Yeah, you have an honesty problem.
Yeah.
yeah, I do have an honesty problem.
You're too honest.
Isn't that an oxymoron? Honesty problem.
Yeah. I'm going to put that in my Instagram bio.
Yeah.
I have an honesty problem.
A psychotic prostitute.
I can't lie.
With
I have
an
an
honesty
honesty problem.
I told you I had a problem.
Can't blame me. I told you.
Yep, up front.
Anyways, so, he basically said if I could take back everything I said, I would. I'm sorry. And I forgave him. I think that some people feel very strongly. And then I said to him, you just feel very strongly and it's a weakness and it's a benefit. It's a strength and weakness. And people who feel strongly, they feel very happy, but they feel very angry and they can use aggressive language sometimes. And they need to be able to learn how to hold back on that stuff because, personally, I don't care. Someone can tell me to kill myself every day. And I would just be like, bruh, you think not only is my self-confidence a little overly high, it's the I don't have a fear. I don't have a fear of
She's
death.
being modest. She's being modest about her overconfidence.
This is part of your honesty problem.
Yeah.
I'm egotistical and overly confident and I don't have a fear of death. So kill yourself is actually just I'm like, damn, someone cares that much about me. Haters are your lovers, But anyways, so
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
we had a great conversation towards the end because he finally understood that I was not just making things up. Unfortunately for his friend that was saying that, oh, she's just lying and spin him to believe that and say all those awful things to me. His friend and him are probably not on great terms right now.
Yeah, you stirred those waters up.
I
Good.
definitely stirred. I'm a water stirrer.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
When someone sends you a ferocious message, angry, normally you just blow it off. What could they say that they got to you? Do you actually get insulted or you're like, whatever?
I have heard everything in the book. I literally do social media.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. So is there anything they could say that you're like, damn, that got me?
No.
People call me fat, cross-eyed. What else? Manly, transgender.
I think the only ones that have ever gotten to you is if it was someone you cared about, like a friend of yours got critical or said something
Yeah.
untrue. Other than
Usually
that,
it's personality based.
Yeah.
Not funny.
One of my friends one time, the one I paid for her rent, was like, you don't care about anyone. You don't care about people. And I was like, bitch, what? I was like, give me my money back. But really, I was like, I don't know how you could say that. I don't know how you could say that. I'm literally motivated, the most motivated in my life when other people depend on me. Other than that, if I'm just depending on myself, I'm really not very motivated. I think that goes furthest to show how how much I do care about others. Like, I don't, when it's personality based, I think that's when it gets to me, especially from people I know or that I believe should know me.
Yeah.
Lily?
But yeah.
Oh, well, I was just actually thinking of something that you were going to talk about. We try to help people with do's and don'ts of sugar dating or just being human or just dating in general. When I changed my location to Manhattan, this is actually a guy that had been messaging me before I changed my location, but he just happened to be from Long Island. And we were talking back and forth. He seemed pretty cool. We even FaceTimed. He seemed pretty decent. And he said, when he found out we were going to be in New York, he said, I'm a pilot. I have a private plane. I'll take you on a flight over the city for a tour, and then we will land in Massachusetts and have lunch at this great sushi place, and I'll just show you guys a really good time, which was all well and good. I was all about that. Sign us up. Checked with Kimmy. She was down. We were going to do it. And then he sent me a video of himself
Oh, no.
masturbating.
Oh, yeah.
What angle?
And
Set the table for me.
vertical angle?
Chin looking down?
I have no idea.
I need a visual. I don't
I'm
know.
not even sure how he videotaped
If he
it.
set it up into the camera in a different position to get placement,
He
that's a problem.
he pressed play with his toe.
Okay, that's if he didn't
Anyway,
set it up, it's
I
not
was
production.
Speechless. Wow. So there's that. And he's like, yeah, I was looking at your pictures. Ugh.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I need a civilian boyfriend to just like film stuff for me. Now that we're on the filming and nude subject.
Why is that? A civilian won't want to fuck you?
No. I don't know. It's interesting because whenever I meet guys on the site, they're like, let me save you from this life with $5,000 a month. And I'm like, motherfucker, no. 50. No, I need 100,000 and then maybe I'll think about it per month. Then I'll quit. But
How do you feel when guys send you masturbating videos?
Oh, wait, hang on
so-
a second. Is this a dig?
Huh?
Is this a dig?
No, I just want to
Okay.
know,
I'm just-
like, does that turn her on or off? Because it turns me off. No, thank you.
Here's the tip for guys, okay? Don't send a dick pic. Send a video with the sound on of you coming.
Okay.
You like that?
You would like it too. Trust. Just.
What? No.
So just the audio.
All right.
That's
Well,
Okay, I am sorry I asked.
and that is where we're going to call it a show.
Wait for part 2.
Yeah, we'll have to continue this one because we are out of time.
Hold on. Can you explain that in the next episode?
For sure.
All right.
I might be busy next time.
No.
I don't want to be a part of this.
Leave them wanting more, right?
Man, I'm intrigued. I got to know.
All right, guys. We want to hear your crazy sugar dating stories. And if you have questions, go to our website at secretsofasugardaddy.com. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. And we'd appreciate a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or Spotify Podcast, wherever you listen. We'd appreciate a good review there. And then we are hoping you are enjoying our new little segment called Extra Sugar with Marcus. Let us know what you think and any subjects you want me to cover there. All right. Thank you, Lily, Kimmy, Kevin.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Until next episode. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.